the deterrent a lot of people use for not really having something in Jamaica, like as far as building, investing, you know. Go home and can't find their money. People go home and the bank rip them off. People go home and their mother spend it off, them brother spend it off, the mother spend it on them brother and sister, or build up their own house, and them can't even get a room in there. So things happen to a lot of people over the years why enough people say they're not sending their money back to Jamaica. And me gonna tell anybody right now, if you're gonna plan to build, do not take your money and just hand it over to anyone. Leave it up to you. Save your money, and when you reach there, you get say when them come up with a price and tell us what that's where a house costs. No people assume that that's what it costs for build it, and most people know a dog pan, so them should understand that that's not the cost to build the house. Welcome back, everybody. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. All right, so I came on here the other day. I did a video, and the video was basically telling someone or particular people that's interested in having a home in Jamaica that you can build a home for 9.8 million. That's roughly $10 million. Say $10 million because it seems like 9.8, whatever. $10 million, okay? Even if it runs E12, it's still reasonable than what buying a house for $47 million. I'm gonna tell you what happened. A lot of the people hear the price, the sale price of a home, and automatically assume that's the price for the house, or that's what the house costs to build. Now, people must take into factor that building a home, yes, when they're selling it, they're selling the land, they're selling all the stuff they done did. But also remember, most investors or someone that's already living in the house, been living there for years, know the value of the land. Yes, they do. Sometimes if the area is established already, where it's a lot of homes there or whatever, they will want a certain amount of money for the property. But especially investors now, back to the investors with the community settings, they're trying to make at least 75% of that money back, or more like as profit, not back, but as profit. So in actuality, if they say 47 mil for that property, they actually roughly pay around 10 million or less to build it. Now, well, that said, for a lot of people that's trying to return home, a lot of people also being forced home, this is me telling you, if you're planning to go back to Jamaica or have a home in Jamaica, the rural area of Jamaica is the best place to actually buy land and build. There's several factors why I say that. In the rural areas, and yes, you can build it for 10 million or less. You do not have to deal with a lot of red tape when you deal with the rural areas of Jamaica. In the country area, as we call it, people say rural. In the country area of Jamaica, it is rural, but yeah, just put it like that, country area. When you build a house, you not have to go through the whole heap of things where you reach a top, where you reach your town or mobile area or whatever. Excuse me. Now, the most important part about this, I'm not talk about send your money to go give anyone to build for you, because if you do that, you're not gonna have no house most of the time. I'm gonna be honest with you. People are gonna give you a bunch of run around. They will all tell you, the building go up and send a picture of somebody else's house and build. So please, that's not what I'm telling anyone to do. Just take your money up and send it to someone to build for them. This is if you're gonna do it yourself, if you can. And if you can't, save it so when you reach you can do it, because it is possible. Everything is possible in life, especially building a house. That's even easier than people might think. You can still buy a piece of lot for $2 million, even sometimes $1.5 million. By the time you finish with the process, it's running around $2 million. You can still buy a piece of land for that price. Affordable land in a still nice, comfortable area. Most of it will come up America, come find us. You don't have to really live close to your neighbors. You really don't have to even know your neighbors. So that is easy target for you if you can find a place and feel comfortable in a no time. The next thing is what people take to heart as if people are trying to bash them, is when people say to them, stop acting as if the whole of Jamaica is a scary place. Because the truth about it is because people talk so freaking much negativity about Jamaica, and it put in your mind like automatically, if me say this is gonna happen to me, or I got that, or them gonna analyze it. No, that's not necessarily true. Things happen because people put themselves in a certain predicament. And that's why things happen to some people in Jamaica. It's not necessarily because you just get up and go shopping and something happen to you. No, people put themselves in a predicament. So put that out of the way and say, oh, if you go there, that's going to happen to you. No. If you want a place in Jamaica, it can happen for you if you put yourself out there. For build it, for put yourself in get yourself involved in your own investment. A lot of people tend to want to turn things over. It will take care of it, man, and turn big dads and me will send it to this man and get a big contractor. Don't try to get a contractor. Try to get workmen, meaning get you some tradesmen, laborers. They can help you with this, and it's still a more affordable because if you get a contractor really don't even put him hand on a hammer, you know, unless it's necessary, you know. You therefore read the plan to make sure that this got this, but most of the tradesmen know the same thing. It's just because they do not have the piece of paper will come along with it. Because most of the time the tradesman, the same contractor left the tradesman to do everything and gone. Do steel work, do blocking, do everything by themselves without them being there. Gonna bargain and drink. So sometimes it's a waste of money paying them almost hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're not there. The next thing about it, you know, when you do the work in the rural area, you know, you kind of can cut out a lot of things where people don't understand. That when you're in a town or in a, like I said, maybe those things you have to get approval for a lot of things you got to get approval for. Enough of time, yes, when you look on it, you might need a contractor for make sure say your building is, you know, structurally sound as they call it, but at the same time it doesn't even matter because like I said, the same tradesman them is merely demand them, and once they're competent enough and they use people where work on other people's house before, where build other people's, because in our country, you know, enough people them will even live in their own and then build them own house, you know. And there's some beautiful houses in the country, and don't believe that some tradesmen have some beautiful house because enough of them have them house. But anyway, wrap it. And this is for my fellow Jamaicans that are afraid of going home to Jamaica. I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff because sometimes I found out that people don't understand that in this life you can't be afraid of things because of someone else's opinion or experience. A lot of us decide that we're not going to go home to Jamaica for the simple fact of what we hear online, even on this internet. I know that sometimes even myself come on here and I express, I might be going through something at the moment, I express the way I feel at that moment, but that's not necessarily how I feel about Jamaica. And a lot of us get this feeling at times because the fact that what we hear, what we see, and sometimes one thing happened and they feel like it's happening everywhere. Now, to be fair to Jamaica, most of the things that happen in Jamaica does happen in America, and twice as often. It's just the fact Jamaica is so small and it's hard to really hide it because the fact that it's so small. In America, a lot of things is hidden most of the time. But what's happening in Jamaica now, because some people don't look at, is the fact that Jamaica been going through a phase of more like Jamaica trying to catch up with the world. And because Jamaica trying to catch up with the world, Jamaica is doing things, and it's not Jamaica itself, the people and what they are Jamaica, our government, and I may not blame the government for anything, but everything was them telling people, yes, but in that sense we have to, because remember now we give these people power to take care of we, to run our country, and remember all of we are the people that give these people the power to do the, supposed to do the right thing for us as a country, which they don't. Sometimes them try to say them and do it, but it's always a fill them pocket. Anyways, that's a different story. Now, I'm on this subject where I did a video a couple days ago before this stating that you can get you a place in Jamaica or build a place in Jamaica for 9.8 million. Well, I'm letting you know, if you have that, put it roughly, say 10 million, because give or take, that's what it's looking like, 10 million, which is not a lot of money to some people, but it is a lot for a lot of people that's in Jamaica, and it can be done. In a lot of ways, people think of everything is impossible. Everybody think that what I'm saying is nonsense. whoever want to feel that way, that's on them. I'm telling you, it's possible to be done to build that place. And why a lot of people say that, but at the same time they fail to understand this. The system is made up to discourage you, to give you fear, to make you feel as if you can't do it. All right, now, because you hear a house costs $47 million, that doesn't mean that's what it took to build it. If you hear a house costs $20 million, that's not what it takes to build it. Listen, remember, there is a profit margin these people have in mind the minute they start building these houses. Some of these houses don't cost them, people that's building even the community, a quarter of what they're charging you for the end price of the property. A lot of the times when you're buying a house, people tell you, oh, it's worth this, it's worth that. I get it, what it's worth, but how much did it really cost to build it? And between contractors, investors, they will put that in your mind, and that's all you think about. The first number you see, oh, it costs $45 million. Yes, but that's not what it costs to build it. I saw several videos, and not just videos, I've went on several websites where they're selling makeshift parts pretty much to build a house in Jamaica for $4 million. Now, these properties for $4 million, you get them, you still have to get you a contractor, because for those property, you can't really like get a regular tradesman for that, probably, because the fact, maybe them know if they put it up still, but with this structure, I don't even know if steel is in the parts. It's like of a what they call it, not jigsaw, it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle piece, like, you know, when you buy a box and you put it a house together. That's what they're selling for $4 million, 4 point something, whatever the case. Plus you have to pay your taxes for that. Then you have to hire you a contractor. Then you have to hire you, it's actually, they're making it where it's more difficult for people in a sense by buying those houses, because the Chinese houses is one, then you have these houses, that's another puzzle piece. You pretty much come and they put it on your land. Now, I'm not sure if you have to get you approval by, I don't know, the council or wherever the case might be to get that kind of house up. But as far as I know, they're concrete pieces and whatever. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that situation, but I've seen it, and it's not a lie. If I can, I will show what it looks like on a little snippet of what they claim it is, or the name of the company in the video. The thing is, when people talking about numbers, most of the time is the finished product price, them I tell you. That don't mean that's what the houses cost, and that's what's causing a lot of friction sometimes when someone come on here and tell you guys that yes, you can build a 3-bedroom house for $10 million with bathroom, kitchen, verandas, fixtures and stuff. To be fair, my fixtures came from abroad. I do have the fancy fans and I do have the fancy lightings, but to be fair, when you're building, most of the time when someone say building something, it's not really saying that you have to have everything. It's getting the structure up. Fixtures are different. Once you start getting your fixtures, that costs a little bit more money in a sense, but to fully put up a full structure of a house with bathroom, kitchen, living, dining, and if you have an open plan concept, it's even easier, including with the kitchen area. And I believe that you can still put in your fixtures for your kitchen and your bathroom for that same $10 million. What happened is Jamaican government and these investors and a few other places making it difficult for people to build or buy, for the simple fact they want to keep the place governed like America have it right now. Gated community is for people that have money to keep on maintaining. Right now in the United States, we're having problems with that. Condos, gated community, HOA fees, bylaws, rules, regulation. I am against that all. And why is that? Because if you are a returning resident like me, going home, and you're going home on a pension, set income, it's going to be very hard for you to get up and pay mortgage, HOA fees, and God knows whatever else come along with it. Okay? Maintenance fees, as they call it in most places in Jamaica for condos, like especially in the apartment buildings, maintenance fee, blah blah blah, you know. And then they have the little here and there things that falls into place, which you don't see until the last minute. Now, if you're living in an apartment building, after years they're going to want you to pay or put an extra little money in the till for structural, because they could incorporate that at any time if it's not already in your contract most of the time. So you're already paying a mortgage, you're paying a maintenance fee, HOA fees or whatever, and you're on a retirement budget. Tell me how that's going to work out for you at 65, 70. It's almost like you're still in the States. You're going to have to figure out something to make it work, right? A lot of the times people make it seem like, say, people are going to put fear in them. No, it's about reality. Me suggest to people that if you're going to go home to Jamaica, go home and try to get you something that's not in a gated community. Some people it's okay for, because some people are living in a gated community. Them have almost 3-4 properties sometimes somewhere else, you know. So for God forbid, them can, if they're not staying there, so them can move go somewhere else. But if you start off, if somebody was starting, I wouldn't suggest trying to go ahead and put all your eggs into one basket into a gated community. And even some of these houses in gated community having problems right now. So a lot of them, their structure is not up to par. They're hiding it, and some of them are abandoned right now. A lot of gated community houses are pretty much abandoned. No one living in them. No one can afford to buy them. Not only that, the investors can't even complete them. So I don't suggest those properties being the best investment in the first place. In some of them, I'm not going to lie to you, they look so good, and it's okay if you can afford it. It's okay. And like I said, I'm not beating on anyone that have it. I can't afford them, so I don't invest in it. I cannot buy them, so I don't invest in it, because I'm not paying no one $250,000 or $500,000 or $500,000 for no little twat of house. It's just a little box. The kitchens are tiny, the bathrooms are small, but to each his own, and everyone have the right to whatever they like or whatever floats their boat. That's a different story. Now back to the building, why I said you need to think about building. If you go ahead and you buy all your materials yourself, your property can go up, like I said. Be there to navigate your investment. If you can't, if you have a spouse, do it. And if you can't get on the ground to do it yourself, most of the time, to be honest, you will lose a lot of money, because the fact you're not there to tell them what to do. You're not there to spend your money yourself. And people sometimes, you set them with $1 million for go buy something. Them do what they want to do with it. And you know, see, half of that material don't even reach back at your yard. So a lot of the times why I said you could do these things, because I do them myself. I do not allow anyone to spend my money. In the beginning, I used to allow them to spend here and there, but once I started seeing it going south, I took it over where I went and buy the stuff myself. I made sure I got receipts. I made sure I was, you know, investing my time in it. But like I said, everybody not understand saying, the reason why a lot of people say you can't do certain things in Jamaica, because they really don't know. Say when them come up with a price and tell us what that's where a house costs, no people assume that that's where it costs for build it. And most people know adult panya, so should understand that. So that's not the cost to build the house. So if a man even say, oh, it's $18 million, that wasn't the cost for building a house. It probably cost them a quarter, a fraction of that what them a charge you fee. Most of the time, even a third, yes, fairly maybe around that, so are a quarter. So they make it 75%. Because most of them when I invest in something, you know, they want to make 75% on the dollar, you know. If them can't try to get the whole light, them will try too. So a lot of the times people are come and tell us they can't build it. Yes, you can. All you have to do is sit there and go through, because if you even say you do go through without somebody with a plan, and you and them come up with a nice plan and a basic plan. I'm not talking about the extravagant plan. Pick it up and say you want 2 stories or you want 2 bedroom on top and 3 down the bottom. I don't mean that kind of house. I mean, talk about a simple house. You can get you can use $10 million and build a simple 3 bedroom bathroom house, kitchen, dining, and even sometimes you can squeeze in a half bath or 2 bath with that, because if you're smart, you can do it. All you have to do is get the right people. Like I tell you already, you don't necessarily have to use a contractor. You can use a tradesman with a bunch of laborers, which most of the time the tradesman is the one in control of the laborers. If you're paying by jobs, most of the time, once you pay by jobs, that's his responsibility financially to deal with them then. Unless you have a different kind of deal. Now, give or take, why some people get afraid now if say them want or for go to Jamaica. So unlike some people never try to have things at Jamaica, I know that, you know. And some people try to buy a house at Jamaica. Sometimes by the same family where them send the money to, take them things and spend it, or they want to spend it. They don't even spend it on them, they spend it on themselves. Some people go back home, and when they go back home, they find out that the money did not build a house for them. It built a house for them sister and brother. Their money that they work hard for in the United States build houses for their family members instead of them. And that's what caused the whole heap of and the nights when you reach down here, people did this and people did that to who and whatever, because of those situations. Now, to be fair to people, sometimes why enough people get up and fight and fuss, you know. And I say them fuss because they want for fuss, you know. But you leave them no choice. You leave them no choice. Enough people are get deported, yes, every day. But Jamaica, to be honest, right now, Jamaica is one of the country where really not getting a deportation for the past months. Jamaica is one of the country where right now, like I said, everybody covered. Everybody want a piece of Jamaica. Everybody want to live in Jamaica. Where me know, me not talk about everybody in the world, but a lot of people do want to live in Jamaica. A lot of people do want to have something in Jamaica. I don't like people not try to have things, but things happen, and when I know the whole shebang, who do this, and people go home and can't find their money. People go home and the bank rip them off. People go home and their mother spend it off. Them brothers spend it off. The mother spend it on them brother and sister, or build up their own house, and them can't even get a room in there. So things happen to a lot of people over the years. Why enough people say they're not sending them money back to Jamaica. And me gonna tell anybody right now, if you're gonna plan to build, do not take your money and just hand it over to anyone. Leave it up to you. Save your money, and when you reach there, you get up and you get some money. Money can reach a Jamaica. Trust me, your money can reach a Jamaica with you. And if it's even situation where you know, so once you go, it's going to be the only time you can go to Jamaica and you're going to wind up stuck there, make sure you get your money in your country for yourself and so you can build your place. Anyway, if you come this far in the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing.